as always, thanks for joining us on the midweek catch-up. First of all, let's look back at Saturday's game against Hamilton first. In the end, you've had a chance to review the 90 minutes overall. Did you feel that there was positives to take out of the game despite the result?
Oh, there's always positives, but also negatives. And it's a good question because it's important that you analyse it. You know, we're sitting watching it, but even when the game's gone on, I was a little bit disappointed that we never threatened their goal a lot more. First 20 minutes of the game, we were a better team, same as Partick seems to be, and then we let the opposition take over. But saying that, even when they took over, we had the better chances. We hit the crossbar, come back out. Aaron was very unlucky. Howie was up there as a right back. He just couldn't sort of straighten the body up to get it on target. Toddy had a couple of chances, and I never really felt threatened. We always knew in doing the build up to the game in terms of, you know, how we prepare the game, that set pieces were a big problem, you know, in delivery that Hamilton put in, and we dealt with it. Never had, I don't think Vaughaners had too much to do. So, and then at the start of the second half as well, I felt that we got to grips. We said to them at half time, we need to get in about them a little bit more. You know, we want to play football, but you know, you need to get up against your opponent and try and dominate your opponent, and no matter how you do it, if it's with a physical presence or running them or footballing them, yeah, you know, you need to do it. And to be fair, the boys done that, but the whole game changed on the penalty and the sending off, and it's bitterly disappointing that, you know, with the luck, as I say, with the Dorans, the chance hit the underside of the bar, and obviously the penalty against us, the referee says handball. Everyone knows it's not even a free kick. You know, he's leaned into it there to play on, so it's not even anywhere remotely near a handball. So to get punished with a penalty and get Graham sent off, it's, you know, it's like a double whammy. But you have to take it, and then after that we had to suffer a little bit in terms of defensively in midfield. And the reason we sort of changed it up is because no point in us all being back to park, and when we get the ball and try and get up the pitch with no one up there. That's why we went, you know, with the two bigger ones up front, Lewis staying on, Toddy up beside him, and we asked Kevin if he could just drop in, you know, just to help out a little bit in midfield. And all credit to the boys who stood up to it. And the last, you know, 10 minutes, you know, we gave it a right good go. And in terms of effort and commitment and really working hard for each other, it wasn't in question. And that's not been the case since I've come to the club. You know, we could be a little bit smarter, a little bit more streetwise, and we're still looking to try and keep hitting the heights that we showed here against Ayr United. I think everybody's in agreement that if we can do that, it'll win us football matches. It's entertaining, we're scoring goals and we're getting crosses, we're going down the sides. And yet when the game since then, Partick Thistle and Hamilton, you know, you're left scratching your head a little bit to say, why aren't we on the front foot as much? And obviously 2 games away, is that a problem? Do we have to approach it maybe a little bit different? Do we not be cavalier? Are we a little bit scared? My approach is, we're Dunfermline, we're scared of no one, let's go and have a go. But it doesn't seem to pan out like that and play like that. So, you know, hopefully here on Saturday against Queen of the South, we can put on a performance that the supporters will enjoy. It's entertaining. And we look at numbers and we look at all that stuff, and you know, we're no different from any other club. Against Ayr United, I think the fullbacks put 26 crosses in. There on Saturday, I think it was something like 8 or 9. So it tells you we're not up the park high enough. And then even in terms of the turnover and the passes, our ball possession and the way we were passing it, compared to Ayr United, nowhere near it. The percentages are way down. So there's no point in ripping the book up and the manual up and starting. And I've said this many a times. It's the identity of what we want to get at the club, and the boys have to buy into it. And it's our job as a manager and a coach to keep every day on that training pitch. Not we go again. Why? Because individually you want to make them better, and collectively as a team you want to make them better, and that's what you do. You set standards and demands at your club, and wee bits and pieces that you see, it's not acceptable, we're better than that, but other times you say, on you go, and you have to believe in them and trust them, and I really do, because I've seen them do it. I just wish they would believe and trust in each other. I've seen them do it. Ayr United, that's it, boom, you've done it, you've set a standard, you don't come below that, let's get going, and I've got great belief in them, and I just wish these guys, because I see them do it every day on the training pitch. Every day on the training pitch you're standing absolutely clapping some of the stuff that they do. Now, do it when it matters on a Saturday. So I've got great belief in them. I'll keep pressing the buttons, I'll keep pushing them, I'll keep demanding of them, keep trying to get the standard up, and it's up to these guys to make sure that they do, as you say, every day we come in here and they're working to be better, and come a Saturday we go and entertain the supporters.
Another player this week that has kind of received a gift was Lewis McCann, in terms of the cap from Northern Ireland under 21s. That must be great for him and for the whole squad in general to see guys, their teammates getting recognition like that. Yeah,
well, the big thing about Lewis is, first and foremost, we're absolutely delighted. We want, I want all my players to get to the international stage, be it 21s, full internationals. It brings a great experience. I've always found when players go away with international squad, be it 21s, they're in an environment where they're playing against or training with the top class players at that level, and you become back a better player. See how they do it, and you're nothing better than watching and being in amongst it. So great for Lewis. One thing I will say about Lewis is he seems a level-headed kid. He seems a guy that, what are you laughing at? As you know, have I got that wrong? Because you're laughing, he's laughing. No, but he seems level-headed. He seems a guy that really constantly wants to do well in his football. He's from a good football family. And my message with Lewis would be, well done Lewis, I'm keeping my feet firmly on the ground. Because sometimes, young kids, and keeping his feet firmly on the ground, he's coming in every day to try and be the best trainer on the pitch. And then I believe if you do that, and that's the messages that we're giving him, if you do that, the rest takes care of itself. So I'm quite sure there's another few caps for Lewis coming if he keeps battering away in that first team and keeps improving, as the days and weeks and months go by.
Obviously we're well into December now, so the transfer window will be opening soon. Could I ask you about that?
You're nosy, yeah?
I am.
Well, first and foremost, let me just let the fans know about the injury situation. Mm-hmm. Dom's he's got just a slight tear in is it meniscus in the knee. So that got, he went for a scan, that was on Monday, that got highlighted. We're hoping to get him in for the operation in the next couple of days. He's in good hands. Ian Wilson's got a heel problem that he's been carrying since I've come to the club. He played a practice match against Hibs and you could see he was in pain, so we've had to take him out of it. And Rhys Coles took a dead leg. Took a dead leg on Friday, although he was still up for it, we've just had to take him out of training. In terms of what else, is there anyone else?
Rhys Bean?
Rhys obviously got carried off against Inverness, never trained for 10 days, played the bounce match against Hibs, took a real sore one on the shoulder, never trained for a couple of days, and it was just a little bit early just to put him back in. In terms of that, he needs to get a real good week's training under his belt, and get himself ready to go. So he's back training this week, and hopefully that'll be the case. Lewis Martin, Lewis has been training, we've kept his eye, he's now back full training. He played 30 minutes against Hibs, done very, very well. We're looking to get another couple of practice matches for all the guys, but Lewis then get up to an hour, then we'll make a decision on him. But in training, and what I'm picking up for the coaches, that he's he's a good guy and he can play in a number of positions across the back. But once again, it all comes down to finance and the budget, and so that takes us on to your next question: who's coming in? And we're looking at a number of players. We're spinning plates. You know, and right at this moment in time, our whole focus is on making the players that we've got better. Although I've been in here for 3 weeks now, you're still in the assessment. You're still assessing them every day, and kind of assessment: who can look after the ball, who can play. You know, it's all these scenarios that come up, and then it's what you fancy, and you know, who can. Are you bringing someone in? Is it a case of, for me, and every time I try and recruit, I always want to bring someone in that's gone right into my first team, so they're better than what you've got. And that way, I'm easy. I can sleep at night that, you know, keep moving the team forward, and it's up to the other players that probably his position he's took to say that'll be right. That's a competition for places I'm wanting at the club.
And just finally, in terms of Saturday's game against Queen of the South, when we played earlier in the season, that was a 1-0 win for Queen of the South. Probably a similar game to Saturday against Hamilton in terms of quite tight and competitive, but we fell on the wrong side of the small margins. It's about turning those margins into our favour, isn't it?
Yep, and if you were the manager of the football club, how would you do that? That's what you call boom, just batted it right back at you. How would you do that? It's no different. I'll answer the question. My own question is, it's keep demanding of them, keep working hard, don't feel sorry for yourself. As soon as we feel sorry for ourselves, we're taking a step back. Keep believing in yourself, keep believing in the process and what we can do. And we keep showing them bits and pieces. We're constantly showing them, you know, video footage, other teams, how they look after it, because if we can, as I keep saying, they've set the benchmark at home against Ayr United, and if we can reach heights, then I'm quite sure that'll be good enough to beat Queen of the South. If we don't, it's a game on. And that's one thing I've noticed about this league. Who's the top of the league?
Inverness.
Who did we beat my first game in?
Inverness.
What are we scared of? No excuse, no excuses. We're in a no excuses environment. No excuses environment. But we can beat the top of the league, so why do you ever doubt yourself that you can be the best in this league as a team, and you can be the best player in this league individually? And that's what we're trying to work on. And if we get there and keep working on them, as I say, no excuses, don't let them feel sorry for themselves, keep pushing them, demanding of them, take control of it, police it, demand of each other, we're in a good place. And that's every day. And I have to say this, they train, they give me everything they've got on that training pitch in terms of the standard and the quality that they're after, so it carries over, you know, hopefully that carries on, and it carries over onto the pitch on a Saturday.